Hey guys, welcome to Flights and Fabrics. I am Simire, and today we are here in my living room because I want to talk about a particular thing that I have been very happy to collect in my interior design. And I think you can already tell what it is. But first and foremost, welcome. It is dark outside, so I had to use my ring light. And normally, I'm not the kind of person who likes to use my ring light because I love natural light. It just gives color and everything else such a natural look and a soft and look. But here we are with our ring lights. And since we're talking about lights, I have this little friend here, and this is the main guest of today. I want to talk about it because it's lighting season, it's dark outside. Also, holiday season is here. So we want something cozy, we want something to create an ambience. And for me, it's the play on lights and how you can layer lights in your living room, in your dining room, and also in your bedroom. I've just started with how to layer my lighting in my living room. I have a big living room and it requires a lot of light, but I don't want to use my lamp. I want to use all the lights that are around the living room. And I think at this point, my husband is tired of me having all these lamps all over the place. But enough about that. I have this lamp that we invested in last year. And I really wanted it because it really speaks to my interior design in my home. And you can tell like the color is warm. The color of the shape of it is warm. And also I love the brown. That's fair. That's why I'm wearing it. Like I love the dark brown, almost black. The name of this model is Dusty Terracotta. And it's inspired by the warm tone of Scandinavian nature. Soft clay, muted sunset, and the earthy calm you get from nature elements. Now, before I talk about what is the light and how it looks like, let me just give you a few facts on what a pH lamp is. Yeah, let me just put it right here. So this lamp comes in various designs, and it's a Danish design. A pH lamp came in later on, but the idea of creating lamps stems from Poul Henningsen. That's why it says pH lamps. Poul Henningsen was a Danish architecture and designer, and he got this idea of designing lamps, and he went and did a collaboration with Louis Poulsen, who was at that time in 1894, where they created lamps and because Louis Poulsen was a designer of lamps, I think, or had a light manufacturer. So they got together to create something. And it was not until 1920 where they created that so iconic pH lamp. Poul Henningsen's idea of the lamp was basically to create something that softens the light and something that just gives the light without having to be harsh, because back then in 1920, light bulbs were still new, so they were very bright, and they just gave you light. You said light, it will give you light. So he wanted to soften it a bit, and he was playing with how to just cast the light in the room without it being harsh. And so it came the design. It became the iconic design. Now this is a smaller scale on the iconic design, but when you're talking about pH lamps, like the original was the three scales of shades. So he would create like a kind of like shade for the bulb to just cast into the room. And I really like that detail. Like when you study it and when you nerd into the design of it, mathematically it's so well thought through, so the light reflects evenly in the shades as well. And you can tell, like You can tell whenever you have, whether it's like a big lamp, like, or a smaller scale lamp like this, it's always like it casts the right amount of light compared to all the shades. So I think that detail was mwah. It has really become a staple piece when you're talking about Danish interior, when you're talking about Danish designs, in terms of housing and lighting and everything. You will always hear about the pH lamp. And then with years and years, of course, we had to develop the lamp, and every now and then they come with limited editions like this one. This one is from 2024, yeah. And there are various models and interpretation of the pH lamp, but I knew I had to have one, and it has to be special. So when they designed this last year, I've always said I wanted a pH lamp because, again, I love the design of it. I love the thought and the process of how to play with light and how to play with light into a room to the point where it creates some sort of like ambience or illusion. I love the idea of having light to set the tone of the room, and reading about how this came to be was so inspiring and so creative. And being a creative girl myself, I was like, that should be represented at home, in my interior. And I always make sure that whatever I have, whether it's like my console table, whether it's my paintings, whatever I have in my house should always reflect of who I am. And I found out that they had done this whole limited edition. They have had a couple of limited editions where they again try to interpret it, try to modernize it to the likings of the modern day person, the modern day family. But when this came out, I was like, yes, now it's my time to strike. Why? Like I said, I love the warm color. I love the warm color of it. I mean, it just gives light. The shade and the warmth it gives when you put a light bulb in, it's absolutely gorgeous. And had this been bigger, I would have bought it as well. Unfortunately, this is the only size that came out that winter. Actually, it was in the summertime. And I just loved it. It just, the design itself, it stands out alone. And whenever I use it, people are like, oh, what is that? And I'm like, it's a pH. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, can't you see 1, 2, 3? But it's beautiful, and it's just a piece. It's not just a lamp. It's a piece of a design that makes the whole room. It's so beautiful that you can just let it stand on its own and it will still decorate the room. So that's one of the reasons that I was like, okay, I have to have this. When I'm buying lamps, I look at 3 things. I look at the design in terms of, is it going to fit into the aesthetic that I am having at home, or just the mood that we want to create. And I also look at, can it stand on its own? Like the light, I don't want it to feel like it's misplaced, and I want it to be a part of the decoration. So that's what, whenever I'm buying lighting, that's what lamps and all of that, I'm always looking for something that is going to fall into the decoration, so it just looks like a decorative thing on its own when I'm not using it. Because in the summertime, you're not going to use your lamps as much. So why not just have it there so it can stand out and be a part of the decoration? That's all I think about. I don't want something ugly in my house. Like, who wants that? The details were just so fine. So look at this. I mean, look at this and these small details right here. And of course, the the iconic PH right here. When I'm buying designer things, I don't want it to stand out and say, here, designer. I just want it to be very discreet, very simple, and if you know, you know. So I loved the detail here, and it's gold. And this actually is the switch off, switch on, switch off. And it has this cord that is brown. The thing is, I love that it has a long cord, right? It's really long. But the way it gets to stand, it doesn't stand on its own because the cord is long. So it just creates this messiness. So I didn't like the fact that the cord is this long. Especially because I get it to hang it over there. And when I hang it over there, you can see the cord. And I really want it to be very, very discreet, but because the cord is so thick and long, it just it ruins the whole aesthetic. But I have to live with it. I have to live with it, and I am so grateful that they made the cord brown. So it goes together with everything else in the background of me. But it was so well thought through. And hold it like this. We need aesthetics. It just shows you that this is an original PH lamp and all the details. I love it. And the bulb is inside there somewhere. And that's why I'm saying, like, this lamp is just well thought through. Like, you cannot tell there is a bulb somewhere in here. And I don't want to tear it apart because I don't know how to put it together again. Maybe I will, but I don't want to try. I don't want to put myself out there. The name Dusty Terracotta is because it's just to give it a matte finish, as you can tell. Like, it doesn't really, it's not a lot. It's just toned, like toned a little bit, and it gives it again a very sophisticated, very elegant look, and I can put it anywhere and I will still feel like that is the lamp. And of course, when I get like a bit old and have grandchildren and children, I'm gonna pass it on because it's an iconic thing. And when I remember when this came out, we had until the 31st of December to order ours so we can get it home, and it took us 4 months to get it. And I was just desperate, and I was on the verge of giving up. But when I got it, I was so happy. And I was like, this is a collecting piece. And maybe people won't agree with me, but it is what it is. People would rather have the originals. I'm just into limited edition. But yeah, what I was saying is that I just love limited editional pieces. Certain limited editional pieces can be so gorgeous to look at, and this is one of them. And I remember telling one of my friends that I wanted to buy this particular one because they collect designer lamps and whatever, and they were like, no, like, why don't you just buy the original one? And the price you're giving for this, you could get a very nice PH lamp for a better price. And I was like, whatever, because have you seen this lamp? So yeah, it's a bit pricey, and I think you can still get these lamps because I have a feeling that because the production took so long, it took forever to get this lamp. I think some people just gave up and they were like, no, we don't want it. So you can still actually purchase this lamp and get it for yourself and have a collecting piece. I have a few collecting pieces, but this is one of the pieces that I'm really, really proud of to have gotten. And of course, I will show you how it looks like in the dark and how it just casts the warmth and tones of light, so you can, experience it yourself if you're considering buying a PH lamp. If it is not this, I would definitely say go out there and look, or just search for your PH lamps. And always remember, when it's a table lamp, this is the size. You can even get bigger ones, but the height will almost be the same. But just go out there if you ever are in Denmark, or if you're cruising on websites and everything, and you come across a PH lamp, I would definitely recommend that you get one, because the design history around this particular lamp and the view of it is just amazing, and you are forever going to look at it, and you're always going to wonder. I remember when we first came to Denmark and I saw a pH lamp. I didn't know shit about what a pH lamp was, but I was like, that's an interesting way to have a lamp and whatever. I was just like so mesmerized by it because of the shade, you know, like the 3 shades and the way it was designed. So to make it short, all I want to say is that it's a good investment piece because you can hand it down. And we love handing down things. This definitely a statement piece in my interior design. So I just came here to just give you a review of it, and now let's put it to a test, right? I'm just gonna place it here, and we are going to see. This is the thing about the cord; it's so long that okay. I'm gonna shut this off. The ring light. All right, actually, I shouldn't have used the ring light. Anyways, here we are, okay? We're gonna take this off, yeah? And we're gonna put our little friend on. Okay, look at this. You see what I'm talking about? I mean, let me just make it a bit more obvious. Look at how it reflects light. Like, it is so beautiful when it stands on its own. I am just absolutely, every single time I put this light on, I fall in love yet again. And I'm a cozy ass girl and I'm a homebody. So to have something so beautiful lighting up my room, I just feel like, yeah, I can stay home forever. Like, what are you talking about? And you can see like the way it just casts the light, and it's just beautiful. I wanted to show you that, but yeah. So that was that about my pH lamp. I hope it gave you some inspiration to just go out there and find your light. I really mean it. Literally find your light, always find your light, and you can always find your light in the darkness. I love playing around with words. I'm so cheesy like that. But other than that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you a little bit more information if you're in that period where you're trying to find some lamps and lights and whatever, that this was a little bit of a starter. I thank you for watching this video, and I hope you subscribe and like and share and give me a comment. Where are you in your lighting journey or your interior journey? It's always fun to just, you know, freshen up your interior at home, and I happen to do it with this one. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bisous, bye.